Hello. So I am trying something new, but also reviving something that I started um, several years ago. I tried to do a YouTube channel called Chelsea's Book Nook, and each episode was me reviewing in depth a book that I had just finished. And I kind of do that on my blog. There is a small section of my blog where I review the books that I have read. However, not every single book that I read gets reviewed on my blog because I use my blog to do more of an in-depth literary analysis, or I have teamed up with the author and there's an interview portion with the author of that book. And just not every book that I read gets to go through that process on my blog. But every book that I read can get a couple minutes review video recording from me. So that's what I'm starting today. And the way I'm going to do it is every Sunday, I will be reviewing the books that I finished reading the previous week. And so last week, I completed reading two books, and those are the two books I'm going to review today. So doing this on Zoom, and we're just going to see how this goes. So I'm going to start. That was not good. Do that better next time. So book number one is going to be Seeran by Nancey Cummings. And I'm actually jumping in the middle of a series with this. This is book six in quite a large series about alien human romances. So Seeran, I give 5 stars out of 5 stars. And this, like I said, is an alien romance, a super quick intro to the world. There is a group of aliens called the Madfell, and they are warriors. They only have sons, which means they always have to marry and procreate with a female from a different alien race. And they do this by creating treaties with other planets. And so Earth is the newest planet to have a treaty with the Madfell in which Earth women are subject to potentially becoming brides to these aliens. And in this one, our main female character, Hazel, is escaping a domestic violence situation. She married a human in order to avoid what's called the Madfell bride draft. And he ended up being not such a great guy. And she, after years of enduring abuse from him, she escapes and divorces him and meets her alien fated mate named Seeran. When Seeran meets Hazel, he feels like the Earth justice system is flawed, and we all know it is. And so he enacts his own justice on Hazel's ex husband, which causes problems between the treaty, and he almost loses Hazel. When Hazel and Seeran get off Earth and are back with Seeran's ship that he lives on, he has to deal with these feelings of unworthiness. He admits that what he did was illegal and wrong for his culture and his people and the treaty that they have with Earth. And so he feels like he has to um, fix that stain that he put on his people before he and Hazel can truly be husband and wife. And between the both of them, they have to learn to trust each other. They have to learn how to communicate. They speak different languages. However, that's easily overcome with a translation implant that interspecies marriages get. But really, the communication is the difference in their cultures. She's human, he's Madfell, and they have to find a way to mesh their two cultures to create a happy marriage and a happy family. And overall, the world building is so great. I find myself laughing in almost every chapter. I think the Madfell aliens are absolutely hilarious. The second book that I want to review today is the Amber Eye series, book one, Claimed by the Alpha by Norisha May. And this is a fated mates werewolf romance, and which is incredibly popular in certain corners of the internet. And I have to admit, one of my guilty pleasures. And I give Claimed by the Alpha 4 stars. So, first, we have a very strong female main character, which I really like in these type. Well, I like generally, but specifically in these shifter romances, the strong female type is hard to perfect. And I think that Norisha May did a very good job of creating a likable, strong female character with May. And the world building is really great. In these stories, wolves usually find their fated mates through making eye contact, by smelling each other, and the scent tells them, oh, I can tell that this is my mate because they smell better than anyone else, or by touching. And so when you touch any part of your skin, there's sparks or tingles. And while that does still exist within this world that Norisha May created, it's not instant. And in most other shifter romances, it's instant. The eyes lock and, oh, you're my mate, or you smell each other, oh, you're my mate. This one's different. The wolves have to get to know each other. So the wolf says, oh, I like the way that person looks. They're attractive. I like the way they smell. I want to get to know them better. And so then within a few weeks to sometimes even a few months of getting to know each other, then the male wolf imprints on the female wolf, where he tells his human counterpart, she is our mate. I have figured out that she is our mate. And then the female wolf can choose to accept the mate bond or not. And I just love that because, I mean, fated mate romances are fun, but I also really like the journey of falling in love with one another. So I like that about this series. These side characters are perfect. They don't just exist to exist, they have their own personalities. They support our main character, May, throughout all of her ups and downs. And I just love it. All the characters are so entertaining. I connect with almost all of them. They're great. And last, the characters match their age, which once again is also rare. A lot of these shifter romances have wolves who are teenagers, and then they're becoming the leaders of their pack at 16, 17, 18 years old, and they don't get to stay teenagers. They have to grow up super fast. And in this world, the all of the teenage wolves are still teenagers. They're going to parties, they're going to school, they're going to prom, and it's great for them to kind of straddle both worlds. Like they train and they do have to fight enemy wolves, but they still have fun. They still make mistakes. The adult wolves, their parents are still in charge, and they're training them and getting these teenage characters ready to one day be leaders, but they're not leaders right now. And so it's really great. So those are my 2 books for the week. And if you are into alien romances or shifter romances, I recommend checking those authors out. And I will see you next week.